Thank you for tuning in to Success with Jess.
Welcome back to Success with Jess, where you'll get real talk, real estate, and real relationships. I'm your host, Jess, and today I'm diving into something that hits close to home, what I wish I knew when I was a brand new real estate agent. Whether you're just starting out or still finding your footing, this episode is packed with the 9 things new agents should know from someone who's been in the trenches, made the mistakes, learned the hard lessons, and came out stronger for it. So here we go with number 1. Real estate is a business, not a job. We're starting here because I think it's one of the biggest mindset shifts new agents need to make. Real estate isn't just a job. It's a business. You are your own brand, your own marketing team, your own financial manager. If you treat it like a side hustle, it'll pay like a side hustle. But if you treat it like a business, it can change your life. Set up your business legally and properly. Get a good CPA. The benefit of a certified public accountant is gaining assistance in tax management, deductions and write-offs, business structuring, financial planning, and record keeping, aiding with organization. Beyond that, use a CRM to manage your contacts, track your follow-ups, stay consistent with lead nurturing, and automate key parts of your business. Have a separate bank account for your business expenses and track everything. Create a marketing plan. This could be something as basic as setting up a monthly email newsletter, posting consistently on social media, and reaching out to your sphere of influence. It doesn't have to be fancy to be effective. It just has to be consistent. The greatest way to shift your mindset when it comes to the real estate business is realizing that you're not just helping people buy and sell houses. You're building a brand that people trust. And without trust, you have nothing in the real estate world. Diving into number 2. Education doesn't stop after licensing. Passing your licensing exam is just the beginning. The real learning starts once you're out in the field. This is where you learn how to handle objections, negotiate effectively, write strong contracts, and deal with real people and their very real emotions. Seek out mentorship. Ask to shadow listing appointments and showings. Watch how experienced agents handle tough situations. Read your contracts line by line and learn your state laws. Attend webinars, listen to podcasts like this one, and take classes on anything you feel unsure about. From someone who has never really loved school, I've learned that I have to make the act of learning fun. For example, grabbing a coffee and making a date with myself to go over mock contracts at a cozy cafe was a great way for me to really lock in. Another thing that you could do would be to quiz yourself with flashcards on common contract clauses. Turn an open house visit into a game. Challenge yourself to pick out 5 standout features and 5 potential objections. Pair up with another new agent and roleplay your buyer consultation scripts. Bonus points for doing it over happy hour. Confidence comes from knowledge, but gaining it doesn't have to be boring. Make it yours, make it consistent, and make it enjoyable. Number 3. Relationships over transactions. This industry is rooted in relationships. Real estate is emotional, it's personal. People are letting you into their lives and trusting you with one of their biggest financial decisions. Stay in touch with your sphere. Send birthday texts, mail handwritten thank you cards, call just to check in. And if a deal falls through, don't ghost the client. Relationships outlast the transaction, and most of your future business will come from referrals if you build those relationships right. Here's a personal example. I'm currently working a deal that came from one of the very first clients I ever helped when I was just starting out in real estate. Back then I helped her buy her first home. We clicked right away, and even after the transaction, we stayed in touch. Now that she's ready to sell and upgrade, she came right back to me. In addition to that, we may have a commercial deal coming up in the very near future. Those kinds of relationships don't just happen overnight. They're built on trust, care, and consistency. If you treat every client like the beginning of something long-term, not just a transaction, the rewards will come full circle. Let's get into number 4, which is probably the most crucial when starting out having your own business. It's time management, which is everything. When you're your own boss, no one's telling you what to do or when to do it. That freedom is absolutely beautiful, but it's also dangerous. Procrastination can be costly in this business. Here's how to take control of your time one step at a time. Let's begin with time blocking. This is a non-negotiable for me. Block off time on your calendar for lead generation, showings, follow-ups, and even lunch. And trust me, I definitely have to purposely schedule lunch or I'll work straight through. Treat your calendar like it's your boss. Block off 2 hours every morning for lead gen and do not touch anything else during that window. No emails, no texts, no distractions. Start with lead generation. Without leads, you don't have a business. This should be your first thing you tackle every single day. Whether it's cold calling, door knocking, social media outreach, or checking in with old clients, make it the priority. Client communication. Set aside a dedicated time block in the late morning, early afternoon to check voicemails, respond to emails, and reach out to active clients. Keeping communication clear and consistent prevents things from falling through the cracks and helps your client feel supported. Appointments. Group your appointments if possible. For example, if you have 2 showings, try and book them back to back rather than spaced out. It saves you time and energy. I also like to keep certain days of the week flexible just for showings so I can pivot quickly if needed. Marketing and admin. These can easily take over your day if you let them. Set limits. I give myself 1 hour a few days a week for Canva content creation, social media scheduling, and checking on ad performance. For admin, specifically when working through a deal, it's insanely important to hire a TC, a transaction coordinator. They will guarantee deadlines are met and your files are correct. Use a digital calendar. I live by my Apple Calendar. It sends me reminders, keeps me on track, and gives me a bird's eye view of my entire week. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. I also set alarms and boundaries. I set alarms to signal transitions between tasks, and I set hard stops for the end of the day. Burnout is real, and boundaries protect both your time and your mental health. Moving on to number 5. You won't know everything, and that's okay. Please, hear me when I say this. You don't have to know it all. You just have to know who to ask. The most seasoned agents are still learning. You're going to face questions about zoning, lending, HOA regulations, inspection reports, and so much more. And it's okay to say, I'm going to double check that and get back to you. What matters most is that you follow through quickly and that you're transparent along the way. Clients appreciate honesty. In fact, I've had multiple clients over the years tell me how much they appreciated my honesty when I didn't know something. One thing I always say is, that's a great question, and I don't want to speak before I'm certain. Let me get back to you on that. That simple phrase has earned me so much respect. People value honesty over pretense. They can tell when you're winging it, and nothing builds trust like showing clients you're willing to pause and do the work to get it right. All right, let's roll through 6 and 7 because I want to take a little extra time on number 8. So, number 6, you get out what you put in. This isn't a 9 to 5. Your results won't come from clocking hours. They come from effort, again, consistency, and most of all, hustle. That means prospecting daily, following up consistently, keeping a positive mindset even when the pipeline feels dry. And trust me, sometimes it's to the bone. The agents who make it in this industry are the ones who stay consistent, even when they don't see immediate results. Real estate is often a 60 to 90 day cycle, so what you do today might not pay off for weeks or months, but don't give up before the seeds you planted have a chance to grow. Number 7, social media is your best and free marketing tool. Don't be afraid to show up online. People want to work with someone they know, like, and trust, and social media helps with all 3. You don't need to be an influencer, just show up as you. Post your listings, but also post educational content. Share behind the scenes moments, let people into your world. The more consistent and relatable you are, the more your audience will trust you, and trust turns into leads. All right, number 8. This one is super personal for me because it took me a very long time to grasp. Not every client is your client. Let's talk boundaries. You're going to run into difficult clients. Some will ghost you, some will disrespect your time, some will question your value, and guess what? That's okay. It's the nature of the beast. In the beginning, you may feel pressure to take every client, which is exactly what I did. But trust me, the wrong clients can cost you time, money, and energy. Been there, spent that. All of it. Don't be afraid to walk away from people who aren't a good fit. Your peace is priceless, and you deserve to work with people who appreciate your work. Alright, hunker down because it's story time. Just recently, I spent hours analyzing a potential seller's home and their local market. I visited the property multiple times, kept them updated on the changes happening around them, and shared how rising inventory and declining prices were affecting their neighborhood. Over the course of almost 3 months, I provided 3 different price recommendations, each one lower than the last due to ongoing market shifts. Obviously, this is news that no seller wants to hear, but from the very beginning, I was honest and transparent that my original pricing suggestion might need to change by the time we actually listed. I never made promises I couldn't keep. Despite this, the sellers grew frustrated with the market changes and ultimately decided not to move forward with me, saying our interests were no longer aligned. And honestly, I agreed. Had I listed the home at the original price, or even the second one quoted, just to secure the listing, it likely would have sat, lost momentum, and required price drops that could have hurt the seller more in the long run. All consequences I told them could happen. Again, always remaining upfront. I also would have spent my own money up front on photos and a pre-inspection, all for a listing that may have expired and left both of us disappointed. Sometimes the smartest decision you can make is to walk away before the listing ever hits the market. Trust your instincts and honor your value. Again, not every client is your client, and that's okay. Number 9, celebrate the small wins. Don't wait until closing day to celebrate. Every showing, every follow-up call, every lesson learned is progress. This industry can feel like a roller coaster, and celebrating the small wins helps you stay motivated. Track your wins, keep a success journal, share your milestones with friends or on social media, remind yourself of how far you've come even on the hard days. And trust me, there's going to be hard days. Those little wins are the building blocks of something big and should be celebrated. So there you have it. 9 things I wish every new agent knew. Things I wish I knew when I was first starting out. Straight from someone who's lived it and had to learn it the hard way. This journey is going to challenge you, stretch you, and sometimes frustrate the heck out of you. But it's also going to grow you in ways you never expected. If this episode helped you, I'd love if you left a comment or shared it with a fellow agent who needs to hear it. And most of all, subscribe. And if you have a topic you want me to cover next, shoot me a message. Until next time, I'm Jess, and this is Success with Jess, where we keep it real about real estate and always root for each other to win.
Thank you for listening to Success with Jess. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, like, and share.